Here today we're with the main man, Jolyon Flynn Marsh. Jolyon's an absolute gangster. He's crushing it right now. He's on the path to absolutely make some big bands in the space, and I'm sure you'll probably see him as he begins to come up. If you'd like to introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, my name's Jolyon. I'm not gonna bait out my middle name, but yeah, I've pretty much been in this space for around 5-6 months now, but high ticket closing like good 2 months. Actually been in this space, joined Jack around September, August time, and yeah, ever since then it's been like constant progress, constant growth, just been pushing it.
Yeah. What would you say? Because when we spoke, weren't you in a setter for 1 month? Because you kind of have a different backstory to it, to the other boys. You didn't come from like zero experience. You're a setter for, was it 1 month or 2 months?
I was a setter for 2 months, but I called you that first time like in my second month, and that's when I joined. And so
okay, fair.
I pretty much kind of half-assed the last 2 weeks because I was so distracted by closing.
Yeah.
And so 2 months, 2 and 1.5, like you can give it, take it some.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Alright. Because a lot of setters want to go through this whole fucking journey, and I hear it all the time, bro. And like DMs, even conversations outside of DMs, like they want to master setting before they get into closing. And I know that you're already fucking crushing it as a setter. You're making like 4-5k a month, right?
Yeah.
What stopped you from wanting to master setting, or did you feel like you'd already mastered it and you were like, fuck this, I'm like Mr. Miyagi of set?
Nah, I felt like I had 80% of setting.
Yeah.
At the time, but at the time I looked at it from the lens of, do I need that 20%? Like, what is the 20% going to do for me versus what is getting 80% of closing going to do for me in comparison to that? It's like the law of diminishing returns of which one do I want, which one do I need, even and in the time span that I want to achieve my goals.
So what was the biggest thing that you had to overcome to stop the fucking 20%, to stop like trying to fill the 20% and actually go for like starting at zero, because that's like a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was honestly just fear, because with that though, like I didn't even know I had fear.
Yeah.
When I came onto that call. It was kind of like a mind-blowing revelation when I sat there for 20 minutes thinking about, you know, what was actually like in my head.
Well, I don't know what it is about you, lad. You just have an insane energy and you just actually crack me up like all the time.
Nah, but pretty much. I didn't even know what it was. I had this kind of full-blown idea in my head of like what I need to do in order to start. Like I need to consult this person, get this advice, like, and then finish, do this, and then all of it was just a mask for like I'm scared that I'm not going to do as well if I trust my gut.
What do you feel was mind-blowing about the revelation that you had whilst we spoke for the first time?
It was kind of mind-blowing because it was this form of ego that I always had, like throughout my whole life even, of not wanting to admit this and like literally getting these like crazy theories of like why I'm not doing everything I should be doing, like externalizing it to like the most amount of possible. Like I wasn't like completely not self-aware, but I was so self-aware that I overcompensated for like everything.
Sure.
And I could muster up an insane theory for everything that I wasn't doing.
Yeah, 100%. And I recognise that you had a lot of potential straight away from just the way that you were, and even having the thought to get into closing in a short space of time since setting. Since you overcame, or initially overcame, like the fear, and you tapped into like a newer level of self-awareness, what's changed for you?
Honestly, it's more so just like actually being self-aware of the fact that it's my responsibility. Like obviously you can go to people for advice, like that's what people are for, but at the end of the day it's your responsibility to take the actions. It's your responsibility of your situation. Like your situation is not anyone else's fault. No one else got you there apart from you. And so that's where the power comes from, of like you're capable of so much if you just take as much responsibility as you're capable of.
The easiest thing to do is to not take responsibility, right? First of all, is to think, oh fuck it, it's like everything else, time, knowledge, fucking moving house, whatever. How is it that you grab yourself by the fucking nuts and you're just like, I'm taking ownership of the situation?
It's more so when you're just put in a situation of you're not in a good place, whether it be like mentally, financially, like goals wise. There's either two things you can do. You can either feel sorry for yourself and like just blame it on other people and hope for like the tide to pass, or you can realize that you kind of fucked up, you haven't been doing the things you need to do, and pretty much figure out a game plan of what you need to do, what steps you need to take from there to make sure that that reality you're in is not going to be the one you are in forever. And it's just a matter of picking which route is actually going to benefit you, and that's the route of taking responsibility.
So what is it that, like, what is there a process that you have to take ownership of your decisions?
Well, I don't really have a set process like I really think of, but for me, it's simply just like journaling, like being aware of my thoughts of my life and like just reflecting, because without reflection you can like go days, weeks, like years not even realizing like the life you're living and not realizing it's like not the life you want to live. And so by reflecting, by like being mindful of your situation, it allows you to actually realize what needs to change. Because for someone like that doesn't have a journal, that doesn't like keep track of anything, they can look 2 years back and realize nothing's changed. But someone that does it every single day can look back last week, figure out what needs to change from there, look back 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and have this constant like progression.
Have you always been a journaler?
Well, not my whole life. I've been doing it for 2.5 years.
2.5 years, yeah.
Since 2023, yeah.
Fuck, fair. What do you feel it helps you with?
Just clarity more so. Like honestly, I wouldn't even be able to imagine my life without it now, because it's just a matter of like getting your thoughts onto a page, realizing like what they are. Because 2 years ago, I didn't even care about money. I didn't care about making money or like getting any sort of life. I just did it because I was kind of depressed and I just wanted to put my thoughts out there, and it really did help. And it's also a great thing just to look back on and look at like the progress, because pictures can tell one story, but actually like a journal or diary can tell so much more than that of like what you're actually thinking. Because you could look at a picture 2 years ago and you could look like you're living the life, but then you could look at your journal diary entry and it's the complete opposite story. But the journal is always going to be the true thing when you actually look at it.
Fuck. How important has it been for you to actually be fucking brutally honest with yourself throughout the journey that you've been, from transitioning from like, because obviously you're still in uni now, but transitioning into like making money online and making time for it and not letting it be on the back burner? Like, how important has it been for you to apply that brutal honesty in this process?
Yeah, it is really important to have that brutal honesty, because the thing about it, like, it hurts to have that brutal honesty with yourself, but the thing with something's uncomfortable, if something hurts, it's going to lead to growth. And that's the good thing about it, because having these honest conversations with yourself in the mirror is probably the toughest thing you can do, because it's something that like hurts your ego. Like having to tell yourself that you're not doing enough, that you haven't been doing what you're capable of, that you've been letting other things get in the way. It hurts, but at the end of the day, it hurts because it's like you're getting out of that shell of the old person and you're like ripping out of it and becoming that new person.
How do you identify the new person that you want to step into then? Like, what is it that you do? Is that through like journaling, and that's how you become, or like at least identify the person that you want to be?
It's a form of like almost closing in itself, but just like written to yourself. Because I've had times where I thought like I'm gonna like stand in my room and pretend to talk to myself, but that doesn't work, and I just feel like I'm schizophrenic. But that didn't work. So it's more so just writing down the thoughts as you think them, and like realizing what kind of conversation you would want someone else to have with you, but just having it with yourself. Because at the end of the day, like someone, a mentor, a friend, can always hop on a call and try to guide you, but they're not going to know you as well as you know yourself. They're not going to know the flaws that you have, the things that actually scare you truly deep down, like all of those things. Only you know that, and that means you also have the most leverage against yourself to challenge yourself.
Yeah, fuck. So learning closing, combining that with journaling and combining that with your personal development, have you seen you learning closing improve your own journey within your own self-development?
100%. Like, I feel like honestly, the reason I am in closing, like obviously I do want to make money, but a lot of it is the self-development side, and it has had like a huge effect on it. Because I remember 2-3 months ago, I hopped on literally like an interview like this with my setting mentor, and I was telling him like, oh, I'm so confident now compared to my old self, but comparing myself now to that version, like I'm like even 10 times more confident than that version. And it's just like a knock-on effect of increasing like myself in ways that like isn't even related to closing. It's like just being a better person, being able to like speak my head, like actually express myself more, be more confident, just be myself more essentially.
How, if you had to give advice to the version of you 3 months ago, and advice around being himself more, around speaking what's on your mind, around being more confident in the ways that perhaps you wanted to be back then, what would you say to him?
I think the main thing is not attaching yourself to the external world, like not attaching yourself to the outcome of like how good you are at something, because the confidence that I had back then was confidence because I actually was good at what I was doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't confidence that came internally, that came from like being confident in who I am regardless of the results. Because if I had that interview and I hadn't made like that 4K that month, I would not have been that confident. I would not have been that version of myself. I would have just been the same old, not confident, not like comfortable to speak about anything person. But actually looking internally to why you should be confident, why you should do anything, is actually the way you truly get it. Because results come and they go. You can have a great month, and if you're confident because of that, when you have a shit month, you're not going to be confident. But having confidence regardless of a good or bad month is what true confidence is.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. I think confidence comes from being able to clearly visualize where you want to go and having the ability to like give yourself actual permission of like viewing where you want to go.
Yeah.
And like that permission, that gateway, like the open door of like look like the fucking life's possible. Then putting yourself in a position where your only option is to take the action. For me, that's where I always saw the most amount of confidence built. That's where I saw the confidence actually start to re-cement itself within the process, you know.
Yeah.
And so for you, what is the thing that you're most excited to achieve over the next 6 months?
The thing I'm most excited to achieve? That's a tricky one. I'm not sure, because I'm not excited like to achieve anything monetarily, because
Sure.
it's kind of the mindset of like I already have it. Like I'm not really excited for that, and I'm not really excited for the life I'm going to achieve either, because I'm kind of also in the mindset of like I already have it. But it's more sort of I'm excited to progress as a person, because you can live in like the nicest villa you want, you can have all the money you want, but if you're not in the right mindset, if you're not developed as a person, like it doesn't matter, you're still going to feel empty inside.
Yeah, I agree. Interesting. Because when you say it's the mindset that you already have, what is that mindset of like understanding that you already have it? Because a lot of people would be like, fuck, I'm gonna make 10, 15, 20, 25k in the next 6 months, and they get like super gassed about it.
It's more so like I know that I'm gonna make money. I know that I'm gonna be able to live a certain lifestyle if I want to, depending on where I want to go, what I want to do, where it has to happen. So I feel as if putting numerical like goals to just chase is pointless, because if I had the goal of making 10k a month, if I made 8k a month, it'd be a disappointment. But if you just have the goal of continually progressing, it doesn't matter if you hit 8k, it doesn't matter if you hit 12k, like as long as you're progressing, that's what the goal is. Because you can have good months, you can have bad months, and it does depend on different things, but if you're just continually progressing, that's the main goal, because the results you have is just a reflection of who you are, and by that sense, the main goal should just be working on who you are.
Okay, so let's say that 12 months down the line, you look back at this one video. Who is it that you're going to be looking back at this, so that you can hold yourself accountable?
I'm going to be someone that has more of a grasp of everything in his life, because I have made progress, I do admit that, but I haven't made as much progress as I am capable of, and this version of myself would have actually fulfilled that, of just understanding like what he's doing, why he's doing it, what he's not doing and why he's not doing it, and it's more so just an elevated level of understanding in all these aspects.
Okay, and then also in a year's time, then when you look back at this, like where do you want to be from, I hate to say it, but like material standpoint?
In a year's time, materially, like I don't like to put numbers on things, honestly, like, and I think monthly, like saying monthly goals, I feel like it's too short term. If we were to look on a yearly thing, in a year's time, like I'd like to be looking at 7 figures yearly, because in the year that I start, because looking at monthly is quite a short scale, like, because your life dream is not a monthly dream, it's a lifelong thing. And so in a year's time, it's like I'm going to be in a position where I can lead more people, I can help more people, and I can actually be on more of a journey to actually achieve things I want to.
100%, G. That's actually a fucking solid answer. We'll end it with this. Oh, geez, solid connection. That was cold.